So there's different ways you can go over those terms. You can just do a monohybrid cross with pea plants, with flowers, with mice, okay? Or you can use dihybrid crosses with mice, flowers, and cattle. But the examples we did with cattle, it's probably either going to be an incomplete dominant cross or a codominant cross. So we need a little more context than just heterozygous and homozygous.
Peas.
Okay, so what are we contrasting with pea plants?
The color.
Okay, and is it only color?
Wrinkled and colored. Smooth, wrinkled.
Okay,
Yellow or green.
all right, so we're getting a little bit of context. Okay, so a cross between okay, so is the first plant, is it green or is it green and wrinkled? Is it green and smooth?
Green and wrinkled.
Okay. Okay, so green and wrinkled pea plant with what? Okay, heterozygous smooth. Okay, and what color is it? Okay, so we got to be a little more specific when we say yellow. Homozygous yellow, okay? Okay, one last thing we need to say is yellow is dominant over green and smooth is dominant over wrinkled. I'm running out of space there because I need to keep that content over there for one more day, okay? All right. Now, this is just really, really typical, and it's just human nature to do that, and that is just writing things down and letting perhaps other people do the work. So the point I'm trying to get at is if you are really proficient at this, what do you suppose we want you to do? Mm-hmm. Okay? So therefore, it's one of them aspects I think you have to get past that to, I don't want to say anything stupid. I do it day after day. It doesn't bother me. But maybe there's a little bit of difference being on this side of the desk as opposed to your side of the desk. I get that. No one really wants to ask questions. I know. But what are you going to do should that time arise when it is important to say, I need to ask this question? And to me, a good example was the day of that Veterans Day program. If you remember who Sam is, who's that?
Sam McKay.
Okay. He's set to graduate from, I don't know if it's Lake area or Southeast or Mitchell Tech, doesn't matter. It's automotive technology. I think he's specializing in electric car repair. Okay? So with that, I said, since you're just graduating in that, probably be prepared to get asked a lot of questions. Oh, no, I don't think that's going to be the problem, he said. I'll be asking the questions. Okay, so think about this. Oh, I don't want to ask this, if this is Sam talking, I don't want to ask this dumb question because they're probably going to say you should already know this, but if I get the wiring backwards, I might fry out the system, and that's a $20,000 deal. I don't want to ask a dumb question, but I don't care if I burn out a $20,000 motherboard. Which is it? Are you going to ask the dumb question? You're just like, full speed ahead. Let's just see what happens. $20,000. I think that's a little steep. Maybe $2,000. We'll take a zero off of that. Is that possible? What? You might find yourself in those types of shoes. But granted, should that take place, you're probably going to be closer to 20 years old as opposed to 15, 16 years. Sound right? So another aspect I want you to think about, how much do you think you have matured from the time that you're 10 to the time that you're 16 now? Probably quite a bit. Just think, that next big jump you get, it's probably going to be even, if you think, some of you are already probably ready to make good, sound decisions, okay? At least we hope so, at least that's our job. But regardless, now's your chance. Or is it just going to be total silence if we're struggling with these and you don't know what to tell me to write down? Okay? So then, on the other end of that spectrum, those that maybe somewhat understand this to, I don't know what I'm doing, what happens if you just write things down and you're just writing, because we're writing it down? I agree. I would totally agree with that. So what do you see on my end to make it better for yourselves? Okay? Because otherwise, yeah, I could write this up here and be done in probably 10 minutes. Hopefully it's right. I think it would be fairly accurate. But what is most beneficial for you? Everyone participates or answers, or just have myself do it, or for those of you who are a little uncomfortable, tell me what to do. Asking for input. Myself doing it and explaining it? No? Okay. All right. Would that be telling me what to write? Because if that is the case, that's fine. But otherwise, if they're coming up here, I got to hit the pause button. It's just one of those, what do I want to say, stipulations that YouTube has. But you can post videos, correct? But how's that different than this? Because when I post this, it says only adults are on here. I don't know. But that is one of the things when I click on this and try to get it ready, uploaded, and it says only people 18 years and older are on this. I don't know. I'm sorry, say that again? Oh, who looks like they're 18 in here?
I say you write it, they give you it.
Okay, so who's going to tell me what to do? Okay, I'll help you out here. The first thing we say is always make a key. We already know that this, okay, I was going to use C or, yeah, we'll do S, I suppose. Okay, so the next thing, you need to see what the parents have. Okay? So here's one. So for those of you who kind of struggle with this, it's green and it's wrinkled. What are our 4 letters? Lowercase is right, but I could have swore I heard R. Did I? I mean, that's why I'm asking. I heard lowercase, but that's right, but lowercase what?
Oh, I said R. I'm sorry. I meant Y.
Did you? I don't know. Then you could say anything, and I would believe you. Just say, oh, he can't hear very well anyway.
Sorry. I was looking at the Y and I said R. I didn't even
Did you?
realize I said R. Sorry.
Well, you don't have to apologize. Okay. Okay, so lowercase what then? Mm-hmm. So why do those 2 have to be small? Because what happens if that big Y is in there? It's going to be yellow. Okay? So that takes care of our first color. Okay? Now, wrinkled.
2 lowercase.
Okay? All right. So now, what are our next 4 letters?
Capital Y. Lowercase y. Capital Y instead of lowercase y.
Say that again.
Capital Y instead of lowercase y.
Okay, this one?
Ew.
Oh, I thought I heard 2, 1 of each. Okay.
It's homozygous yellow, heterozygous smooth. Homozygous yellow. So yellow's 2 capital.
Okay.
No. It has to be capital.
Okay. Then what?
Then capital lowercase s.
Does that look right now? Okay. Because what does it mean if it is homozygous? They're the same. What does it mean if they're heterozygous? Then it's 1 of each, or they're different. Okay. Use some of this knowledge to your advantage. There's one prediction that you can already make. If you have a very, very good understanding of this, you can probably see it already in the phenotypical ratio. Can anyone see that? I purposely interrupted you. Okay? Because I didn't get a chance. Does anyone see or think they know what he was going to say when he finished it? Is anyone totally confused with what we're discussing? Because if you're not, well, then I would expect you should be able to tell me, what prediction can you make then? Why is that right? And there's 2 of them, yes. Is there going to be any green pea plant offspring? No. Nope, not at all. They're all going to be, there might be some, there's going to be some smooth ones in here, but there's going to be some constricted ones in here. Okay. So, ooh, that wasn't very good, was it? Okay. Think of the first time that you had seen this when you had to foil it out. Compare that to now. Have we made great strides since then? Okay. So, with that being said, what are our, why is this side going to be so easy? They're all going to be the same. Okay? So sometimes you use some of these predictions to help you out. First term, little y, little s. Outside, same thing. Inside, that's the same thing. And of course, the last one, that is the same thing. Across the top, that might be just a little more difficult. What is our first two letters?
Capital Y, capital S.
What is your outside?
Capital Y, lowercase s.
Okay. What are your insides? Okay. So inside this box,
Big Y. Little y. Big S. Little s.
all the way down, I think that's right. I didn't catch that. You see, if you have a little bit of bad handwriting, line over the top, you know which one's the recessive trait all the time. Okay, so next row now.
Big Y.
The handwriting gets worse as we go down, as you can tell. Not that it was good to begin with. Big Y. I bet these are all the same too, aren't they? Does that sound correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so then the next column over.
Big Y, little y, big S, little S. I'm pretty sure it's the same thing.
Okay, I think that's all the same too. Okay, and what about this last one?
Big Y,
Okay,
little y, little s, little s.
and these are all the same. Okay, once you get it to this point, we just want the phenotypical ratio. Okay, so someone go ahead and give a combination. Like I would just say start with that box. This outcome is what? Okay, so yellow, smooth. How many of them are yellow and smooth? So yellow, smooth. We've got one. You can either just tabulate like this, or you can just count them as well. Which would you rather see? The physical number or the slashes? Physical number. Okay. So yellow and smooth, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Not yellow and smooth. Okay? This one's yellow and smooth, it looks like. So 5, 6, 7, and 8. So that means we need to pick a different combination. And this is yellow and what? Okay. And how many of them are there? Here's 1, 2, 3, 4. Is there only 4? No. There's 8 of them. Okay. So remember, all these numbers that you come up with combinations have to add up to 16. Okay. Next.
Sounds great.
Haven't said anything. All I said was next. Oh, you just knew it was going to sound great. Okay.
We doing with cattle?
Sure. Can we erase this one? Okay. Okay, is this codominance or incomplete dominance? Codominance. Okay, that's what I heard first. Okay, so if what are your 3 combinations when it comes to codominance? They're all B's. They're all capital B's. Okay, so what is the combination for those of you who understand this, we can at least get us that far. Okay, what is Black Angus? And we said these are all going to be capital B's. Which ones can we just leave alone? This one, Angus. Just leave that one alone. Then the next one down, what color would you like to see? Black, white face, okay? And how do you want to denote that black, white face? Okay? Typically, I would say put it on the second one. You can put it on the first one, but it'll make more sense. Put it on the second one. Now, what is your third combination? What's the color? Red, white face. And then how do we denote the alleles or the genotype for that one? 2 dashes. Okay. So is this going to be the heifer or the bull? Okay, I heard heifer first. Oops, I should have put, what's our combination for this heifer? Which one of these? Okay, then we're going to need to say Angus, or no, you could say a heifer Angus. Yeah, you could do that. Yeah, okay. Okay. Does she have horns? Okay. So if she has horns, what are your 2 alleles for that? Because remember, we've got this I'm just going to put pole. That polled means no horns. So she's got horns. This is not a codominance or incomplete dominance. So if she's got horns, are both alleles this one or one of each? Okay, so you could say that is homozygous what? Because you said, you did say 2 capital H's, right? So that's homozygous. So is that dominant or recessive? Well, which one of these is dominant over the other? Yeah. Okay, so oops. I had it right. So I guess dominant. Okay, so what's the bull now? Red, white face, okay? Okay, what, horns or no horns? No horns, okay? Okay, so we want the genotypical ratio from this. All right. So what are our 2 letters for the Angus? 2 capital B's. Okay. Then what about, it's got horns, so we know there's at least one of these. But what's the other H? Okay.
Two B's with dashes.
Okay. So what does it mean? 2 lowercase h's. Look good? You sure? Why is that? Okay. And it's crossed with homozygous dominant. Okay. So that means it was homozygous here. They have to be the same. We've got heterozygous. We want homozygous. Okay. This is another one where you can make one of them predictions. What's true about the offspring for this? They're all going to have horns. Okay? And oddly enough, there's another prediction that you can make. I think you're starting to say it, but I just didn't quite hear the end. All black, white face, and they've got horns. Okay? Just to illustrate that quickly. This is just for practice. Okay? Practice of foiling these out. Okay? You know, I'm perhaps just kind of curious. Okay, so basketball players, you're in the gym just throughout the course of the day or just in there. Nobody else is around. You pick up the basketball, you go to the free throw line, and you make free throw after free throw after free throw. Then during the game time situation, what might happen? You might not make them all. You might miss some. Or sometimes I think maybe if we're singing in the choir room and there's no one there, or we're on our musical instrument, no one's there, we sound pretty good. Then if, all of a sudden if we get a crowd, then maybe we don't think we sound so good. Kind of works both ways. But that's why I want you to be confident with this, whether it's with your musical instruments or whether it's with that of shooting a free throw. Muscle memory. We need to FOIL this out. What are our letters along this side? Okay, that was your first one. What's your outside? That was your outside. What's your inside? These need any lines over the top? No, they can't because they're not present up here. Then what about your H's? Okay, now going across the top, what do we notice? We already know that these are going to be B's. Okay, so here's your first one, B with a line, lowercase h. What's your outside? B with a line, lowercase h. What's your inside? B with a line, lowercase h. Then your last one. Okay, if you fill out each and every one of these boxes 100% of the time now, it's going to be 16 to 0. Believe that? Okay, well, we'll just do this box just because it's first one. Okay, so what does that genetic makeup tell you? You got a B, capital B, and a capital B with a line over it. What does this tell us? What's that going to look like? It's a black-white face, and it's got horns. You just tell me, pick another box. Tell me where to go. Okay? Okay, that's also a black-white face with horns. So all of these are going to be black-white face with horns. Doesn't matter which box you do. They're all black-white face with horns. Okay. We're right at 33.5 minutes, so I think I will close that down. So we've got you can fill out each and every one of them. I guarantee you're going to get the same thing. We've got black, white face with horns, and there are 16 of them. Okay, one more day of review. You ask me what you think needs to be done. You need to know the cell cycle. DNA in protein synthesis with matching up those codons. And then these problems. And then you've got vocabulary from chapters 9 and 10. Just 9 and 10. That is it. Okay. We will catch up to you next time.